Hi, welcome back to Pete's Garage. This will be part 3 of the AC install on my Jeep. When I had left off from the last time, I have now gotten all the components installed and everything was seated. I have gotten the blower motor fixed, and now the HVAC blower is working correctly. And now it's time to charge the system. Things did not go smoothly. So, on to it. While I'm under here and seeing problems, I guess I should address them. Because the first thing I need to do is clip this wire. And it's going away, so I don't care. I know that you've seen those clippers on Freiburger's channel. I promise you I've had mine longer than he has had his. Well, I can't say that I've had them longer, but at least as long. I got that pair of wire strippers in 1989. Because I used to be an electronics technician. Alright, so I am attempting to use one of these little solder butt connectors, and I can tell you right now that they suck. Now, in theory, I should be able to hit this thing with heat, and it should heat shrink and melt the connector together. The wires are burning. Oh, there it goes. So maybe that'll work. Okay. Vacuum pump. Brand spanking new. Just took it out of the box. All right, I'm drawing 27 inches of vacuum. And now I've sealed the valve. Let's see how well that holds. Obviously, my lines aren't connected as well as I hoped they were. All right, as it turns out, those clips are important, and I'm missing 2 of them. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to buy them and reset. So another 2 or 3 day delay. Yay. I never claimed to be an expert. Okay, I think I'm recording. Here's something you don't see every day in the junkyard. That looks like to be a 70-ish, 70, 71 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. I love it. All right, well, this is what I'm here for, is an old Dodge Ram. The reason why I'm here is because I lost several of the clips for my AC lines, specifically these type of clips. Surprisingly, they have all been discontinued by Chrysler and you cannot buy them new. And so I decided to come out to the junkyard today and grab as many of them as I could get my hands on. All right, so you basically just go underneath them like that. We'll get into here. All right, there's one. It fell on the ground, but I found it. Okay. That's what I need. I think that's enough. Hey, look. What are the odds? It's another old Cadillac Coupe de Ville. This one's a little more complete and it's got these crazy kind of alloy Cadillac wheels on them. That's neat. All right, mission accomplished. So, as I said, these clips are completely unobtainable. You cannot buy them new. And they only came on late 90s and early 2000s Chrysler vehicles. And as far as I can tell, they only came on Jeeps, the Wrangler TJ, and the Dodge Rams, the 1500s and the 2500s. And that's it. And so you can't find Jeeps in the junkyard anymore. So I found a bunch of Dodge trucks and I found examples of all the sizes of the clips, and now I have everything I need to secure my AC system. All right, so hopefully you can hear me over this. I finally got all the correct clips for the lines, but that's all together now. I've got the system up. All the sensors are in. The compressor is turning. Pressures are good. I can tell you right now, the air blowing from the vents is cool. I wouldn't say cold, but it's definitely cool. I think it's blowing about 60. The system seems to be holding pressure okay. That should have turned the compressor off, and it did. Let's turn it back on. Oh, it kicked on. I heard it. Let's see where it goes. Today, I'm going to finish up the AC on my Jeep. I put all my AC shit together and got all the components in and got all the seals changed and did some testing, and I have a leak in the system somewhere. But I think I have the leak narrowed down to one specific spot. And it's something worth paying attention to because a lot of people completely overlook these. So we're going to go ahead and walk out here and take a look at that. So everything works and all the switches work, and I got the correct lines in, and I troubleshot all the issues that I had. I had a blockage in the liquid line and that was causing the compressor to overpressurize. Solved that problem. And now that Schrader valve is not leaking. And that's the high pressure side. That Schrader valve I think is okay. But that one, that's where my leak is. I'm absolutely sure of it. That is on the dryer, and it's where the low pressure switch goes. And that's a vital part of the AC system. Without the low pressure switch, nothing will work. So I'm going to change that O-ring. I'm going to change that Schrader valve. I'm going to clean the inside of the switch because it seems kind of nasty. And then we'll go from there. All right, so first I need a pick. And I found a pick. I'm going to come in here and get this O-ring. A sharp pick. Yeah, I think, yeah, that seated just fine. Now let's pull that Schrader valve out of there and figure out what it is. Oh, look at that. That threaded right out. There was no torque on that at all. That explains a lot. Oh, and the seals are gone. Look at that. Yeah, that thing's garbage. That little Schrader valve, this little thing right here, was improperly installed in the brand new dryer that I bought. Brand new. And it's missing the upper seal, and the little seal on there is just about gone. And it was not torqued at all. It had no pressure on it. I was able to, it was finger tight. Not even the 1 or 2 inch-pounds of torque that you're supposed to be on it. So yeah, that's the problem right there. So I'm going to go through here and figure out which one that is. And I think it's this one right here. Right? Wow. So is it that or this? Yeah, it's this. This is the one I'm going to put in there. Hopefully, this will just drop right in and then screw right in. We will find out, right? All right. I am going to call that fixed. Okay. With these valves, you don't have to put a whole lot of torque on them. You just got to get them snug. Let's get the wire on there. Good. Click. All right. Now, because it's worth the effort, I'm going to put a vacuum on the system and see if it holds. All right. So this manifold seems okay. Oil level is good, so we'll just set it right there. Found it. Ready? Hear that? There's my vacuum leak. It's in that valve right there. So then all the Schrader valves in this damp system were bad. Every one. Try that again. All right. So I'm ready to charge the system. I've identified and fixed 2 different leaks in the Schrader valves. One was on the high pressure connector, and then one was on the pressure fitting for the low pressure sensor on the dryer. I also replaced the Schrader valve inside the liquid line just because. I did draw a vacuum on the system and it was holding pretty good. I identified that the leak down in the vacuum was due to this. That's what I get for buying a $30 manifold kit. I should not be surprised, but that's okay. I'm confident that I have found my leaks and fixed them. So now I am going to remove the manifold, remove the vacuum pump, and charge the system and see if it works. I've also decided, since I've gone through and blown the coolant out of this 2 or 3 times, that I need to replace the compressor oil, because I'm sure I've depleted the system of the oil it needs for the compressor to run cleanly. So the first thing we're going to put in the system is this PAG 150 oil charge. It's all right. I am now putting up. The low pressure switch clicked. I heard it. I think I fixed it. So, see all that nice condensation on there? It's blowing cold inside. That's not leaking anymore. That's not leaking. That's not leaking. The vents are blowing 45 degrees inside the vents. So I'm guessing that that's pretty good. It's at idle. It has cooled down in here quite a bit. The AC is working fine. The blower motor's working fine. I got that all fixed. Everything is working. The real test, of course, will be to let it sit overnight and then see if it still works in the morning. I suspect it will. Okay. So it is now Sunday morning. It's been an overnight since I recharged my system again. And I'm hoping and that my Jeep will finally hold a charge. Let's take a look down here. Nope, that's dry. So my big leak was down there underneath the low pressure switch, but that's now dry. All right, well, that's good news. That held pressure overnight. Okay, the last piece of the puzzle. That thing right there. Blend door. That cable sucks. And it wasn't fully closing the blend door. Like, it's not leaking down. The compressor's not cycling. Why is it blowing so hot? And then I went and fiddled with the blend door, and holy crap, it was half open to heat. So suddenly the AC works great. Back on the freeway. I couldn't think of a better way to stress test my Jeep than to drive it an hour at peak heat down to one of the hottest places in Southern California, which is my campsite at Truck Haven, which is what I built this Jeep for. And the AC's working great. The AC's working great. It's not cycling, it's not leaking. Okay, we've been driving for an hour. We are sitting and idling. It's 102 degrees outside. Let's see. $47 degrees. The engine's running just a hair over 210, and that's quite normal for a 4-liter. I'm calling this a win. All right, so in conclusion, it was a pain in the butt putting AC back on this Jeep, especially after I had taken everything off and it had been off for years. But it's summertime. My AC's blowing 47 degrees through the vents. It's 102 degrees outside, but the Jeep is nice and comfortable. I've been driving it for an hour in high heat, and it's been working fine. I'm gonna drive another 100 miles to go back home, and everything should work out fine. So, in conclusion, check everything and do not trust your Chinese manufactured AC lines that you just bought brand new that leak right out of the box. All right, how's it going?